Hi everyone, today we're gonna talk about another beast that people tend to suffer, and comes with our marathon that we have been doing, talking about how to improve your decision making, and we have understood that our decision making here they are caused by the beasts that we unfortunately probably a lot of times we tend to suffer with, and if you know it already is a step to fight him in a better way. And obviously I'm trying to be complete, understanding and being more illustrative as possible, trying to explain with examples when you're more susceptible, and so how to fight these beasts to have great type of decision making, which so is having as a correlation with having as well better outcomes in our life. I expect this video will help you. I expect you are ready to help me by subscribing. And so this the best way to start sometimes to understand some specific concept is by making questions. And what's probably can be a question then I can do to you understand the Cobra effect. Sometimes you already have understood that you kind of have good intentions, and sometimes your good intentions they can be like helping other one. Imagine that you have a good intention that you're gonna call to someone that your any type of your friend is pregnant, and you're gonna talk for other one because of excitement. You want to make the other one happy because the other one type of person that you're gonna call it is as well a friend of that same person that's pregnant, and obviously so you want to make him day a bit better. What can happen is by you doing it, you're doing with good intentions, but you don't kind of see and predict the future outcomes that comes with that, and what could be in that potential scenario that you say it, and other one they will like preparing a surprise to say for that same friend in case the person that is pregnant he had not like talked to your friend, he was preparing to do a surprise. But what you have done, you by having good intentions you already have called it, and then so when the people gonna do the surprise to call that is pregnant, he already knows because you have counted, not because you will, not because like with bad intentions, but with your good intentions. The reality is that other ones so cannot understand the same way as you, and so generate friction, generate conflicts. And it passes a lot. So this bees our inability sometimes to predict future outcomes other than just like the first one that comes with our action. And then so is called the Cobra effect. The Cobra effect so describes a situation where an attempted solution to a problem actually sometimes makes the problem worse, and it happens when incentives or policies create unintended consequences. Essentially, the reward system or policy designed to solve the issue ends up encouraging behaviors that exacerbate the original problem, which is something so that is even worse. But then, what it's called Cobra effect, and it's the best example that I can give it to understand this piece. It's the example that has involved Cobra. So what can be so the what was the initial story? That so is a classic story behind the name. In colonial India, the government was concerned about the number of venomous cobras, and then what he was thinking, well, I have to create incentives for making so cobras disappear because I don't want that much. So what happened? To reduce the population, they offered a bounty for every dead cobra. What this can be said? Well, seems logical. So it will create incentives for people killing their cobras. Initially, this seemed like a great idea. However, enterprising locals began breeding cobras to collect the bounty. When the government discovered the scam and ended the program, the breeders released the snakes and the cobra population actually increased. So obviously what they were smart. So if they were getting rewards from getting so cobras getting present for so the government that is coming so with the policy of I providing rewards for everyone that's providing covers, this obviously if doesn't have like having count what could be like the intentions of people, because people maximize their utility, and if I have the ability to put in the perceptions of the other ones, I will see that what people could do. Well, why not so domesticate and even producing more cobras in order so to even get more and killing them, and then so showing even more than just always trying to search in the environment for so cobras to get prizes. And then so what this could create people even so enjoying it and making it as an economical activity other than just like being a search to hand it. And then so it's not gonna have a limit, because always gonna be a feedback that I'm always trying to create more and more and more to create even more rewards. And then so government created that policy, and have not in counts or had not think well that this could potentially happen based that human being is egoistic, human being wants rewards, and then so if it enjoys the rewards that it's getting, is gonna so try to make it happen much more, so the behavior to the reward to happening more times. And then so this was not predicted, and then this problem so was created, and then government by saying what's gonna happen, cancel off this policy. And obviously by not having so advantages of having these covers that have been created, what's happened, they kind of so the population spread, and then so they cut off all the covers that they got, and so put in natural, which so increased even more of these covers were so in presence in the environment, so even makes worse the problem. The government kind of was more kind of so become more poor, because they have gave so rewards that have not so solved the problem. And obviously the population have enjoyed based in the utilitarianism that exists, and then so people have applied. Obviously, we have modern examples. We have economic policies, sometimes subsidies or tax breaks intended to stimulate a particular industry might lead to market distortions or even fraudulent behavior. Environmental incentive programs aimed at protecting the environment may lead to perverse behaviors such as manipulating data or exploiting resources if not carefully designed. So it's probably the what's the problem with that is not having the ability to understand and applying singular thinking consequence of the consequence, what so-called bring the real results in long term, other than just simple relations of cause effect and hand. No, cause effect, and then have other effect, second order effect, third order effect that we have to get in count. So we're particularly susceptible so to this Cobra effect when incentives are too simplistic, they don't consider all the factors influencing the behavior, obviously, and the example was really illustrative for that. There's a lack of oversight. Insufficient monitoring allows individuals to game the system. That's what happened, because what people have been able so to kind of make the covers being present, and then so even create even more. If probably the government has understood that this could be something that could happen, if they can so monitoring better, seeing at obviously so implement as a policy with obviously the having it and still the presence of rewards, but as well understanding and kind of monitoring in their houses of the people if they will so getting covers to create and so increase even more the population. So they have not make the total design being enough and being effective. Short-term thinking dominates. As I say, the main problem with Cobra effect is not having in count, saying like it's being too lazy to not understand second order, third order consequences of our actions, and so policies sometimes focus in immediate gains without evaluating long-term consequences. And then so it's a thing that even talk today, I can look this in politics. We see a lot, even just like probably government that has a lot of money, instead of investing for so doesn't exist so much inflation, so creating more products, so the price not increasing too much because is a lot of demand for so low people that produce, because low people are stimulated to being super cheap and producing. Instead of just investing it, even that in short term is not so good, what is the best way to do in short term is by giving subsidies. Like one of the best type of things that illustrates the Cobra effect in today's world. Mainly this happens in policies. And then so how to combat the Cobra effect. Design robust incentives, understand the whole system, ensure that rewards are aligned with the overall goal and are not so easily exploited. Monitor and adjust regularly view policies to identify any unintended consequence and early and make necessary adjustments. Involve stakeholders. Obviously, it was a problem not involving the stakeholder, not understanding as much as possible the population that was the stakeholder of the Cobra effect problem. Engage experts and those affected by the policy on its design to foresee potential loopholes and focus on in long-term impact. Balance short-term gains with long-term goals to avoid creating a system that encourages undesirable behavior. So I expect these videos helped you to make you a bit more logical, and this video is I could see that's the big motivator to you to develop your ability to think in second order consequences. So I hope you too have liked the video. I hope you as well to help me by subscribing and seeing the other ones. Be better.